Hi, viewers, watchers, and fans of HyperX Game Bar, Movie Bar channels, and video game fans all over the world. This is the 25th GameWorld Show video, so it's an anniversary. I hope you will like it. This video is about Dishonored main points, main elements, and main features. The first features of this game is the great combination and mixture of three type of gameplay and three type of concrete game: Thief, BioShock, and Half-Life 2. This is a negativity also, but because they can combine them with a very great mood and very great new places and very great capital, Dunwall, they achieve the really great mood and somewhat strangely a unique game, but not in 100% stage. What is good about this game in these combinations? The combination allows the players that he can play in many ways with this game. There is the thief kind of like way, sneaky and the calm, but maybe killing powerful machine in the hide in the shadows. But also you can make a chaos-like way when you will hit everybody and everyone, kill it for the money. Sometimes they drop and sometimes they drop money and weapons too, so you can almost loot the enemies. But there is also a between these two kind of gameplay. There is an average, there is a medium side of it, when you can hit, or if you want you can hit and kill some guard, but it is not necessary. But if you want, you can do it. And also you can hide, or you can run in the shadows almost, or to achieve your goal. You can achieve your goal in this game in many kind of ways. These three types of gameplay can help you to achieve the goal, but you can vary. You can go between these kind of type of gameplay. Also, the game graphics is Unreal Engine 3 engine, but this kind of type of graphics in this game a little bit same kind of what Team Fortress 2 has. It's almost like a Half-Life 2 engine, but some better qualities and better textures, and also everything else, effects. But if I compare to the other Unreal 3 engine games like Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Asylum, or everything else nowadays, almost, it's a little bit less and a little bit not as good as those games, because the textures sometimes they're not as high settings. If you put it on high, sometimes you can manage some glitches, some bugs, some texture pop-outs and textures missings for some time. But I hope so that they will repair it in some future patches. And also this graphical type is I said about is a little bit same for Team Fortress 2, so a little bit cartoonish, as you can see, but it's not a worst graphics, of course, but I wanted a little bit more from an Unreal Engine 3 engine, from nowadays the updated one that many games have used. But we could get it before, because they not sitting on the graphical size and graphical developer times. They wanted to do a good game, a free kind of game, and you can almost do anything for the goal, for achieving the goals, sometimes killing some leaders, some guards, or some great peoples from this world, from Dunwall, and from the dictatorial times and period that the game resembles for the players. The game almost borrow some elements from other famous video games and films. I said so that Half-Life 2 is a concrete example for that, because the mood in the city, Dunwall, is a little bit more similar than what you can saw in Half-Life 2, but they can achieve the unique elements and possibilities with the varied game style, with the varied possibilities of gameplay. You can how play the game. So it is a bad thing, but again, they can repair it with some new kind of elements, or some elements from other games, other type of games. Sometimes there is a 1090 84, you know, the great and famous novel about the dictatorial times and periods of a imaginary country and empire, almost a little bit kind of a communist type of empire and capital. Here is that kind of. But also there are many elements from the BioShock games, particularly from the first. There is a skill system, as you can see in this video also, which a little bit more same what you can saw in BioShock 1. And also there is some passive kind of skills in after every, not just after every, you can set your skills in between the various quests and levels, but also wherever you want, whenever you want, you can put it up. You can set your skills after you pick some runes. Runes gives you the possibilities that you can use skills. They gives skill points, of course. And also there is some other kind of things, bone talismans, if I can remember right, in Hungarian also, bone talismans. They give you almost perks, something like kind of that, what you can saw in the Call of Duty games and Battlefield series. It is some advantages and more powerful type of your passive skills, sometimes your active skills. You can choose them wherever and whenever you want. In the menu you can set the menu on with button G, like just a button. So there you can use your skills, you can set your skills, you can set your skill points and those talismans. In the beginning of the game you can set just only 3 talismans, but when you go later in the game, you can buy at some shop or at some traders some abridges for your weapons, so for your main skills, and for your places for these skills and talismans. So it's a really good thing. It is need money, of course. In this game there is many kind of possibilities to get money, coins particularly, but you must watch in every corners for them, because sometimes maybe you can miss them, so it's sometimes a little bit hard to see them, so it's a negativity for the engine again too, maybe how these developers made it. The other things of this game is really good with the system requirements. It's a really low one, not as high as you can see in Crysis 2 and 3 for particular, or Battlefield 3 4. Of course the graphics is not as good as them, but it's really it has really got a smooth and fast gameplay and minimal loading times, and also it's a very good possibility to create a game in a really good artistical way, because Unreal Engine 3, I think, and sometimes Half-Life 2 engine, the source engine, had the possibility to make really good artistic design and production design, if I can say so. And this game has a really great mood and artistical possibilities, if I can say so. Downwell has created a really well, and those types of enemies too, but I think it's a little bit needed some more kind of enemies for the game, maybe in the next chapter for this series, because maybe it will be a great and long series. The game has got 3 DLC, if I remember right, 2 kind of continuity, but with another character, not Corvo, because we play Corvo in this main game. Those 2 DLC with a new storyline and the continuation of the storyline. So the first DLC has continued with the second DLC, where we play those assassins that who killed the Empress, and it's a cool thing. Maybe I will put up another video about those DLCs too. And there is a third one, if I remember well, it only give you some new kind of weapons and some new kind of items. In this game there is an inventory, but not as a good and big and main inventory that you can see in general RPGs. But there is an inventory. You can set your weapons. You can use potions. There is a health potion and a mana potion. Mana uses for your skills, of course, and the health is like general. So, and also there is every weapon has got ammos, and some weapons has got 3 or 4 type of ammos. So it's a really great idea again in this game, that you can be logical and strategic and meaningless with the different kind of ammo types. So it's a really good thing, I think. And also the game is not a quite long one, but because you can play in many kind of ways, you can use to it as for a really long time. You can love this game, so maybe sometimes you will restart again with a new kind of gameplay you choose. So it's a really good thing. The thief kind of gameplay is approximately, you can think so, I think. The sneaking type, the thief kind of gameplay with a mini crossbow with a dagger. So it's really in this game again too. This is the third game that resembles. So it's a good and bad thing again. The game released with many kind of language and subtitles. It is released in Hungary with Hungarian subtitles too, so it's a good thing for Hungary and a good thing for little countries, because there are many more countries that have got some part or full subtitle for the game. The bad thing with the game is that sometimes it's too easy. It's so much too easy. But sometimes there are some most kind of enemies or places that are really hard, but it's only at the almost the end of the game. But before that, it's sometimes really easy. The characters' designs are not as good as the design of Dumble, and the design of the whole world. Sometimes they are too parodistic, too humorous. Sometimes they are too cartoonish. I don't know that developers wanted that, or just they're rushed by the time and by the publishers, but sometimes they are not fit for this game or in this game, because it's a sometimes really dark world and story is sometimes a darker one, and I think it's sometimes not fit well for this kind of character design and heads particularly. So I don't think that if they will do a second part, I hope that they will fix that kind of thing. Also, there are some little base. There is one, in the beginning of the game, where we can trade with a little group. They are against the dictatorial and the mindless Lord Regent and their followers and leaders and companions. They have the city, they have the laws and everything else, and Corvo is the black sheep, I can say so, but I can say that he's not the one that killed the Empress. But of course, the Lord Regent wants to believe that for the people of Dunwall and around it. So it's not a great idea, because we can saw it in many films, movies, and video games in the past, but they can manage it with the great design, with the mood and the many kind of gameplay elements. They can manage it that we can enjoy really well this game. It's an enjoyable game. There are many notes in this game and many kind of letters and everything else that we can pick up, and we can't pick them up, but we can read them. But sadly, not similar type of notes and letters and novels and everything else, books, that what you can saw in the great RPGs like ASRock series, like the Dragon Age series, BioWare RPGs like Baldur's Gate, etc., etc. So it's a little bit disappointment again. Sometimes really dull, dumb, or just not needful. There are many kind of enemies in this game. There are animal type of enemies like dogs. For example, there are many types of human enemies like overseers and guards, and some leader one or boss like people. There is sometimes between them like mutants, because there is a great disease, the plague, with a modified version of it, has returned into this game, and it is plagued almost everyone that is around the plague effect, animals, humans, and sometimes they created almost like mutants or zombies, so you will meet them too. And there is a robotic type of enemies, if I can say so. Again, this type of enemies, for example the Talboy, is a little bit same that you can saw in Half-Life 2, that robotic creature which controlled by a human, if I remember well also. So the enemy types is sometimes varied, but behind these types of enemies there are not too much kind of it, I think so. But they need some other logical and strategic way to kill them sometimes, or just you can run and or fool them by some tricks skills. There's many kind of skills. There is a invisibility kind of skill. There are some more of a rush type or attack, more of a jaguar type of skills, and also there is some tactical ones. You can summon plagued rats against the enemy. So there are many kind of ones. There is a teleport kind of spell, and also you can upgrade your main skills, like just or your basic skills, like just jump and everything kind of that. So it's a really great game, but I think it's sometimes a little bit dull, but sometimes it's too easy, and there are many more bugs and little negativities. But I give it an 85% for this game. I hope you will like it too, and wait for the second part. Bye.